team. The other thing is the car doesn't seem to be happy in dirty air. It seems to be a little happier all by itself. I believe he's fighting an aero problem here every week, Mike, with that car. He gets back in traffic and he can't drive it.
Well, he's back in 10th place, and he's, let's see, 42 seconds on his last lap, 22 seconds off the lead.
But you know, guys, we actually have 3 Chevrolets in the top 10. Remember, about 3 races ago, NASCAR made a change for the Chevrolets. They let them stretch the car out. We've had a measurement from right there to the front edge of the bumper that was 99 inches. They let them add 1.25 inches, stretch that front end out. It still had to fit the template, and you couldn't have more pitch from the valence to the front bumper, but they let them stretch the front end out 1.25 inches, and that pretty much mirrors where the Intrepid, the Dodge Intrepid in the Ford Taurus is. That gives you more front downforce, stretching that car out toward the front. Matt Yoakum.
Well, Larry, I talked to Robbie Loomis on Friday, and Jeff Gordon echoed his sentiments that they felt like this car had the most front downforce of any car in their stable. They ran it last year at Pocono. They felt like with that aero push problem, the car would not qualify well because it would be on the looser side, but in traffic, that car would be better, but apparently not.
Now, one of the things that you can adjust on a pit stop is the fenders. If you notice the left front fender on that thing, see how far out there it is? And that's going to give you a lot of that's going to put a lot of downforce on that left front. The other thing, if the car's loose in, you can push that right fender in. So you pull the left one out to plant the left front, push the right one in to give the car a little bit better feel getting down in the corner. Those fenders are critical. The NASCAR guys watch you, but you can play with them a little bit.
But you know, one thing I don't like, Darrell, is making your car turn with all front downforce. If you don't do it with the chassis, you lose that downforce in traffic. But all you can do is pull and push on fenders on pit stops.
Well, I think that's one of the things he fights every week. I mean, you think back, it's always not good in traffic.
Well, right now, his lap times are mirroring those of our leader, Kurt Busch. DW sign here. 95 laps complete in California. 29 laps complete, 40% distance. Mark Martin just made a stop for 4 tires, and a little bit earlier, Jimmy Spencer came in unscheduled, only 24 laps after he had been. Hey, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? A SpongeBob SquarePants.
My kids must be getting too old. I don't know about SpongeBob SquarePants.
I had to call.
Is that like Flat Stanley?
I'm still working on Flat Stanley myself. I do know about DW and Arthur.
Well, Scott is 3 and Katie's 2, and I had to come home, a call home during the commercial to get the exact wording.
Kendall's 4, and I still don't know who.
Okay.
SpongeBob?
I'll get you a tape.
Okay. Gotta pay attention.
You know about Veggie Tales?
Oh, I love Veggie Tales.
Yeah, Larry Boy. That's where the Larry Boy comes from.
Larry Boy, okay.
Yeah.
We'll fill you in. Dale Jr. has drifted back a bit here. He's 15th.
Real tight in the middle. Real loose off. All 3 very serious problems. All right, we need to fix loose in, loose off, and go back to fixing the tight in the center.
I love that. All 3 very serious problems.
But I agree with the crew chief, Tony Uri. We have to fix that loose end.
Oh, yeah.
Because if we fix the loose end, if we make an adjustment to fix that, it's probably going to fix the loose off. And you know what? Go back to Ryan Newman a while ago. We get it where he can turn that steering wheel, get in the corner. It may fix that push in the middle of the corner.
I'd a lot rather be turning that wheel to the left than I had to be trying to just hold it straight.
See right there how much they put on him getting in the corner. He just can't drive it in the corner.
You know, we're watching from Jeremy Mayfield's car just ahead of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Jeremy, former winner here, he's having a strong day. Currently 15th, just passed by or bypassed the 8 car. Up to 15th.
Well, now is when my buddy here and Jeff down in the hotel, they're doing all this strategizing. You see, they're starting to think about gas mileage and pit stops and tires and 2 tires, and they're worrying me to death, wanting to know how the car is.
Well, I do need to know what the car's doing, because in about 8 to 10 laps, we're going to be back on pit road about lap 110 to 115, but there's no question I'm going to put 4 tires on you. I don't want you to have to run another 45 laps on those same lefts.
No.
Oh, and Junior runs right up to Ryan Newman. Just so you don't think there was anything loose inside that car, Larry, describe what that is. It's part of the roof flap system that was hanging there on that in-car shot. It's not something that's broken or loose.
Yeah, there's a cable, and if the roof flaps deploy, it will only let them go at about 90 degrees. It keeps them from going all the way open and fly open all the way.
Brian Newman, our pole sitter. He's in 17th right now. Here comes Kurt Busch on Casey Atwood.
Casey just moves down to the inside, gives him plenty of room to go by. Smart thing to do. I mean, if the guy's caught you and lapping you, no need trying to hold him up or racing.
Stacy Compton on pit road, and Greg Biffle making his first Winston Cup start in a Roush Ford, coming to pit lane as well. So we begin the next round of green flag pit stops. 104 laps complete. Kurt Busch out in front of Jimmy Johnson Chevrolet now by nearly 7 seconds. Welcome back to California Speedway. Here's today's Taco Bell track fact. This is the 6th Winston Cup race here in Fontana. Jeff Gordon, the only repeat winner. 5 drivers broke the track record in qualifying. 207 miles an hour into turn number 1. And when Gilles de Ferran qualified his kart car here in October of 2000, he ran a lap at 241 miles an hour. That's never been done anywhere. Taco Bell reminds you to think outside the bun. Kurt Busch is thinking about 6.7 seconds. His lead has dwindled a little bit on Jimmy Johnson, not much.
And what I've been seeing, Darrell, is in 1 and 2, both of them are running pretty much the bottom of the racetrack. But down in 3 and 4, Kurt Busch seems to run the high side. Jimmy Johnson has moved his car all the way to the bottom in 3 and 4.
Well, it's just the nature of this racetrack. As your car changes, you can move around a little bit and find a place where it drives a little bit better for you and still keep good lap times.
Trouble for Stacy Compton as his A.J. Foyt-owned Pontiac headed to the garage to join Shauna Robinson and Kenny Schrader.
Stacy had a great run yesterday, finished 3rd in the first race, but behind the wall today.
140 laps to go, and we're told the 2nd place car, Jimmy Johnson, may be pit side a lap from now.
And what we have to remember, a while ago, Kurt Busch, he ran 4 more laps than Jimmy Johnson did on the first set of green flag stops.
Boy, one thing you don't want to do, Larry, when you got a car like Kurt Busch, you don't want to run it out of fuel.
Well, and as we mentioned a while ago, we're not really in a fuel window where it breaks up, so don't stretch it. There's no reason to stretch it.
No time to gamble. It's time to be smart. Don't beat yourself.
Kurt Busch stays out as Jimmy Johnson slows down to what looks like a snail's pace, 55 miles an hour in the pit lane. That's the speed limit. And it's a long way down to pit number 1. All the way down.
Great place to be when they're under caution. Takes forever under green.
Matt Yoakum's waiting on him.
Jimmy Johnson was reporting in about 3-4 laps ago when they were talking about what adjustments to make to this 48 lows machine. He said the car is still loose. Not extremely bad loose, but it is loose. They made a wedge adjustment. This will be a 4-tire change. As big Chris Anderson, 31 years old, 240 pounds, 2 cranks on that jack, and lifts up that car. They hit the lugs on the front, a little slow on the back, and he is good to go.
Right at your screen, Dale Earnhardt Jr. fighting to keep from going a lap down. Not successful. Kurt Busch puts him a lap down.
Stop's really going to cost Jimmy Johnson right there. A lot of trouble in the left rear. You almost figure that's about 5 or 6 seconds slow.
And he didn't need that right now.
Absolutely not.
Kevin Harvick in the pit lane, and Steve Grissom.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., he went a lap down a lap ago. He decided to come to pit road, try to make that car better.
Isn't that pretty typical in a long green flag run? Stay out, stay out, stay out. But if you lose a lap, get in here.
As soon as you go a lap down, pit. I mean, that's kind of good strategy.
Dale Jarrett on pit road, along with Steve Park and Tony Stewart.
Bill Elliott joins them.
Who had moved up into the 7th position. He's been moving forward all day.
Yeah, you were right about him, Larry. He's got a pretty good-looking hot rod there.
John Andretti in the 43 car on pit road. All these routine stops, 4 tires and adjustment. Dick Berger.
Sporting Todd Parrott, the crew chief of the number 88 Dale Jarrett's car, said it takes some fuel to feed those ponies. This car has got got a wickedly strong engine in it. His fuel mileage, however, has not been as good as some of his competitors. 4-tire change to Matt.
And Jeff Gooch Patterson grabs that second can of gas. They've already made a wedge and track bar adjustment, and Stewart's down and away. He was tight in, loose off.
Casey Atwood, Joe Nemechek, Johnny Benson on pit road. Here comes Jeff Gordon, Ward Burton, and Ricky Craven.
Yeah, and you know, Joe Nemechek's got that Checker sponsorship on the car here, and they're trying to work a deal with those guys. And the chairman, Maynard Jenkins, is watching today. Hey, Maynard, stay on the car, buddy. They need you.
Ricky Rudd's in as well, along with Jeff Green. Green flag stops. Dick Berggren.
Now Jeff Gordon is desperately trying to win one of these things. It just seems as if it's been forever, an eternity, since last September when he won a Winston Cup race. Car today has not been to his liking, just hasn't run as fast as it needs to. Nothing spectacularly wrong, just not as fast as Kurt Busch and some of the others. It's going to be a 4-tire stop for Gordon, and he's done. Points leader Sterling Marlin is in. No adjustments on the previous stop. This time, they make a track bar adjustment. A tire gets loose for a second. 4 tires for Sterling Marlin's Dodge. Only one top 10 finish here in California at 5 starts, and his service is finished.
Jerry Nadeau, Rusty Wallace, Matt Kenseth, Brett Bodine, Terry Labonte on pit road. Here's Kenseth, the number 2-point man, stopping 1 lap after Marlin.
Michael Walker, the 15 car, he's in along with Hunt Strickland. Kurt Busch continuing to circle, which he ran about as far as anybody earlier, and what he would want right here is a caution flag.
And here's Michael Waltrip in. I'm a little surprised, Larry. We were led to believe this morning in the garage here that Busch wasn't getting that good gas mileage.
Jimmy Finney, his crew chief.
Excuse me.
We were not really getting that good of mileage, but let's see what Matt Yoakum has to say about your brother Michael.
Well, Michael comes to a stop. He was extremely tight earlier in the race, but Slugger Labby, his crew chief, tells me the car is not as bad on the tight side now. They did make a wedge adjustment, 4-tire change. Also, they're going to make an air pressure adjustment on the 15 car, Mikey, and he is good to go. 14.7 seconds.
Hunt Strickland, Dave Blaney, Kyle Petty, Jeff Burton in the pit lane. I should say, Larry, we were misled this morning.
Yeah, well, here's what I can't figure out. I don't believe crew chiefs know how to figure gas mileage. Because you asked them at the end of the race, are they going to make it? Oh, I don't know. And you asked them before the race, oh, we're not getting very good gas mileage.
You know, the I don't know covers us.
That's what I thought.
It's like being a weatherman.
With Kurt Busch, the leader, 97, he's on pit road here at lap 117. Dick Berggren.
4,200 RPM as Kurt Busch comes on down to the attention of his crew. He won a truck race here back in year 2000. Incredibly, as well as he is running today, this is only his second Winston Cup start at this speedway. Busch having things go exactly his way. He's got a fast race car that's getting excellent fuel mileage. The crew so far has been flawless. They've done their job. Oh, and Kurt's out of here.
15 seconds. Wow.
And if you watch a pit stop, and we got the timer on, if you can do right sides in about 7 seconds, you're going to have a great pit stop.
It takes almost 14 seconds to dump those 22 gallons of fuel, 2 cans.
118 laps complete. Closing in on halfway, just 7 laps from now in the Napa Auto Parts 500 on Fox.
Welcome back live here, the Napa Auto Parts 500 in Fontana, California. Fox appreciates you joining us. The Coors Light halfway recap brought to you by Coors Light. 9 lead changes. We've had just 1 caution so far. The record here for this racetrack is a 4. Jimmy Johnson led 44 straight laps. Kurt Busch took the lead on lap 74 after